After pushing through the dungeons of Mannshire and dealing with the bees swarming the apple orchards, Leosthenes barely had a moment to breathe. A land hiding caves and perhaps forgotten mines where no sane soul would willingly wander. Yet for Leosthenes, such words were not a warning, but an invitation. With steady steps, he entered this new path, knowing it wouldn't be long before resistance awaited. And as always, the promise of danger was also the promise of glory. The path led him to the mouth of a cave, where the air grew heavy, and the silence felt far too fragile to last. The moment he stepped inside, the darkness revealed he was not alone. After fighting his way through the cave's entrance, Leosthenes knew this was only the beginning. The deepest dangers always lurk further inside, and every step into the dark could lead straight into the unknown. And so it happened. As he stepped further inside, a pack awaited in the shadows. Will Leosthenes be able to overcome this challenge? excellent control over the beasts, Lord Leosthenes. Now it's time to claim the loot and try his luck striking the stones. Who knows what treasures the rock may hold? With saddlebags full and a calm mind, Leosthenes returned to his camp. He stored each piece of loot as if they were steps on a greater path, and soon set out for Mannshire, where business and improvements awaited. Yet the most important thing was not the gold nor the stones he had gathered, but the choices that would shape his fate. For Leosthenes knows every battle, every trade, every decision is preparing him for something far greater. His path has yet to reveal the true shape of his power, but the day his build awakens fully, the world will have to be ready. After finishing his business in Mannshire, Leosthenes carefully planned his next journey. He had two clear objectives in the same region: complete the final Tier 2 contract against the vampires, a challenge that no longer threatened his strength, and take the opportunity to recruit a new camp member, the quartermaster. With the route mapped in detail and every step measured, he moved toward his destination. The combination of combat and strategy reflected his growth, and as the sun fell, his legend continued to be woven with precision and determination. Upon arriving at the quartermaster's mission site, the situation was tense. A conflict raged before him, and Leosthenes did not hesitate. He channeled his anger with precision, letting his two-handed mace and arcane and geomantic magic dictate every move. With controlled fury, he stepped into the chaos, ready to face it head-on. With the mission finally completed, all that remained was to claim the contract. Yet the journey back was never that simple. Something unexpected crossed his path, reminding him that even the most routine roads can turn perilous. In Bryn, Leosthenes began his trading day by exchanging old coins for gold. He then sold jewels and apple products at the tavern, seizing every opportunity to maximize his gains. Afterwards, he met with the city's quartermaster, who handed him a reputation letter that would, in the future, grant access to better items from merchants. With gold and resources secured, Leosthenes upgraded the camp, strengthening his base before heading back to Rottenwillow. Every step was calculated, and his legend continued to grow as he prepared for the challenges that still awaited. On the way to Rottenwillow, where he was to claim his Tier 3 contract, something tested his new two-handed mace. An unexpected, risky encounter forced him to measure every strike and spell. The power of his weapon and the control of his fury would be put to the test like never before. And so, that unexpected encounter was merely the warm-up for our first Tier 3. What awaits us shortly promises to be far more interesting and challenging, and Leosthenes readies himself to face it with all his power and control. The moment of Leosthenes' first Tier 3 finally arrived. Every step toward the challenge arena was heavy with tension, and fate seemed to be watching closely. Now we will see how he faces this trial, and what lessons he draws to continue upgrading his build along the right path. The battles were going well, but Leosthenes noticed, as expected, that he sometimes lacked enough energy to chain all his combos. His build still needed to level up to unlock the crucial enhancements. Even so, if he chooses his moves wisely and gets a good rest before the next Tier 3, he'll be much better prepared. Each encounter made you wonder which ability Leosthenes would use, how he would manage his stones, for crowd control, direct damage, blocking the enemy's vision, or even as a support to reduce incoming damage. Every move had purpose, and every decision showcased the depth of his build and his cleverness in battle.